So if you're a short hitter of the drivers, most likely you're doing one of these 3 mistakes I'm going to talk about in this video, because as soon as we clear those up, you're going to immediately hit the ball further. So let's dive straight into the first one. So the first mistake here, and that is your ball position. It's way too far back. So this is something I constantly see with golfers who massively struggle with their distance. You'll see it either in the middle of their stance or in between left foot and middle of their stance. So what that's going to do for you, that is going to make you hit down on the golf ball. Your low point of your golf swing is going to be after the shot. So you're going to hit ball and then bottom out and then swing up. So that's going to get you to hit the ball quite spinny, really quite low too. So you might see on tour that their average is 1 degree down on their attack angle, but those guys can swing the golf club incredibly fast. You can't swing the golf club incredibly fast, especially if you're watching this video. So you've got to make sure that you are having the ball position in the place that's going to help you. So even anywhere from, let's say, 120 club head speed and down, I want that ball position being in a good spot, because I want you to hit the ball as far as you possibly can for what you do. So here we go. I want the ball position really just on the inside of the left foot. That's going to promote the low point to be behind the ball and then raise up going through just via ball position. Lower spin, high launches, that is going to get you to hit the ball further by doing that. Little procedure to go through here. Have both feet together. Have that ball really in the middle of your 2 feet. Tiniest step ever with your left. Fairly big step with your right. There we go. Now you've got that ball position absolutely fine. So again, feet together, tiny step, decent step with your right. Ball position is in a good spot. So now you need to do is send it. So the second thing that's robbing you of distance with driver is you have no turn of your body in the backswing. So I'll see so many players get up to the top of the swing looking like this, just purely lifting their arms. We're not going to be able to generate any power or speed in the downswing doing that. We only will unless we're incredibly athletically gifted. And again, if you're watching this video, probably not you. So we need to make sure we are getting a good turn in the backswing. Imagine loading up a spring. What's going to happen when you load up that spring a lot and let it go? It's going to spring back very, very fast. Same thing with the golf swing. But you've got to be careful when you do this as well, because even though I'm saying get your body turning, don't do it with your shoulders. Because really, if we are just trying to get that shoulder turn, there's only really a few of you that would actually be able to do that, because a lot of us are very, very inflexible. I'm again, very, very inflexible. If I try to get a good amount of shoulder turn, I personally just can't do it. That'll be the same for a lot of you. Desk culture, we all sit down when we're working. You're not going to have good thoracic mobility to be able to get that good turn there. So a way to get good shoulder turn, and get good turn in general, because nothing to do with your shoulders, you've got to turn your hips. As soon as we get more hip turn, we naturally get more shoulder turn too. So we get it for free as well afterwards. So this is what we used to see the players back in the day do. Let's say Jack Nicklaus's era. Remember, how far did Jack Nicklaus hit the golf ball with the clubs he used and the golf balls he used? A long, long way. So he was hitting the ball over 300 yards with that equipment. That's because he used that lower body so well in the backswing. To the extent where you'd see that left heel lift up. It's not a fault. That's just you lifting up that heel to gain you more range of movement as you're moving back with that hip turn. It gives you more turn. So let me see those hips turning, and then you're going to generate way more speed and hit the ball further for it. Now, a brilliant drill for this. Grab an alignment stick, put the alignment stick through the belt loops of your trousers. Now what we have here, just a little bit coming out on the right hand side and a lot on the left. We can now visibly see our hip turn, because like I said, hip turn is the best way to do this. So if this stick doesn't move, I'm just doing it with my arms. So I want to see this stick start to really get about halfway to the golf ball. That's what I want to see. A lot of you are quite flexible, might be able to get it the whole way there. Great, I can't do that. So halfway to the golf ball is absolutely fine. That's when you can physically see you're getting more turn. So there we go, get it point halfway to the golf ball and turn through. So the third thing here that's robbing you of distance with your driver, that's this right here. no extension going through the golf ball. So we're talking about lead side extension. So this is where a lot of players, you'll see them coming through the shot and their lead knee, for example, is completely bent through the shot, even post impact. Now, when we keep that lead knee bent and we don't see it posting up and straightening, we are essentially doing two things here that are quite negative. We are, one, not helping ourselves hit up on the golf ball. When we keep that lead knee flexed for a very long time going through the shot, that keeps the lowest point of that swing there for a very long time going through the shot. We don't get that upward movement. So it kind of glides at the bottom of your swing for a very long time. So you'll be either hitting it neutral, maybe even slightly down with how your body's moving. Quite often I'll see a player excessively slide do this as well. So you'll probably be hitting it on the down a little bit. So that's one area. It doesn't help you hit on the up. So two, it also stops your vertical force from actually being generated. So vertical force is the biggest speed producer in the golf swing. So that vertical force is the pushing back out the ground again. So what a lot of you are doing in, let's say, a high jumping scenario, you're having that kind of like little squat that we see most players do in transition, and you're staying there the entire time. So imagine this, someone's trying to jump high, they're squatting down to jump, and they stay there. They're going, oh, I can't get off the ground. It's because you're not jumping. That's exactly what we need to do here, which it is really as simple as that. Getting that force coming out of the ground from that squatting move, you have to extend your left side to be able to do that. It's not necessarily jumping with both legs, it is with your lead side, getting that left leg to snap, to straighten, which will get that club traveling up, but more than anything, get all that power that you put into the ground to come back out again. So it helps with angle of attack and just generating more force through the shot. So how we do it, we want from left arm parallel, that straightening of that left leg to happen. Because when that left leg straightens, that elongates the whole left side of your body. So that ultimately gets that left shoulder to move up and around as you're going through, which is the thing that helps that club propel up and around. Also helps with last minute rotation through the golf shot as well. So from left arm parallel, we're wanting to feel like we're snapping it straight. It's going to gradually straighten, even though we will be feeling like it's snapping, but it's going to be happening really through the golf ball when we're doing that. So starting it at left arm parallel, but it's going to be happening at the golf ball because of the delayed effect. Great drill to do for this, again, is with an alignment stick. So what we do, have the alignment stick, put it on the toe line, just like so, but have it a little bit outside your trail foot. Now what we want to do, we want to get this stick elevating into the air. How we do that is by doing nothing with the hands and arms, we do it all via straightening the left leg. So I want that left leg to straighten, extend, and you can see it's going to naturally come up in the air. Because remember, when I said left side straightens, left shoulder also goes up and around, which will move that stick, elevate it into the air at a driver ball position area. There we go. If we can get a bunch of those in, grab your driver after you've done a bunch. No substitute for getting a good amount of practice in with this. It's all good knowing what to do, but you need to know how to do it, and then we replicate that feel. So there we go. Those are the three mistakes that are robbing you of your distance with driver. And if you can correct those, they're all fairly easy to correct in the golf swing, you will not be struggling with distance. So if you enjoyed this video, click that like button if you want more golf instructions just like this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So work on these and you're going to be a longer driver of the golf ball.